Now, you started with a curriculum to start with the first couple of years. How did you find that? And did you have some tips for how you were managing that process? And then we'll move on to what you did after.
Yes. Okay. Originally, for the first 2 years, we did an online curriculum where they were following the American standard curriculum, and that actually worked okay. The only thing we found was we were sitting in these amazing places. Like, I'll never forget sitting in Turkey, and my kids had to study American history when we're sitting in this amazing location. They should be out, hiking the ruins of Ephesus, and they're studying American Revolution. It didn't really make sense to me, although the curriculum was a good one. So we ended up just transitioning to less of the traditional curriculum, except for math, science, and English grammar, and that kind of thing, and doing our own based on where we were. But originally, the curriculum I found that worked for us was just kind of having not a strict schedule. And I think what led to us working was we changed it up every day, where we would, one day we might start with having a chat in the morning and talking about what they wanted to learn that day or how they were feeling that day. A lot of time connecting. And that's one thing I mentioned on this Little Human show, that we would always have. We called it coffee time, even though everyone didn't drink coffee. But our ritual was to always, no matter where we were, sit down as a family and have coffee. And we just connect and see how everyone was doing. And we're not on a schedule of time, and no one's expecting you. You really can make your own schedule. There's no 8 to 3 or whatever. We just do what we want, how we feel that day. So we would connect that day, and then we kind of plan what everyone wanted to do. So one person might want to study that day, the other one might want to do an art project. So we kind of let them have their own free will to decide how they wanted to learn that day. And I think having the autonomy led to independence and independent learning, and not just like, now you're doing this and this and this. And they knew what they had to do. And my daughter, Cassie, loves schedules, and she would make her schedule and stick to it. My other daughter, Caitlin, is much more free-spirited, and so she would kind of do it her way. And so I think the key also is to let each of the children choose their style of learning. And it took me a while to learn that. I tried to put them both into the same box, but I realized as we go that what works for one doesn't always work for the other. And so I think that's another thing that parents can do, is figure out what works best for their child, and also a lot of time to play and just to dream and to think, and not live schedule, because they really need time to just reflect on what they're doing, maybe daydream a little bit, which leads to creativity, doing other kinds of activities outside, going around and searching for bugs or dirt or whatever their age group, what they want to do at that time, but just giving them that freedom to kind of create their own curriculum, as long as they get everything done. And if you can figure out a way to get it all done by the end of the week, they'll feel so much more empowered and confident, and they'll enjoy it much more if they feel like they have some control over their schedule.
I think it's a really good point, because I mean, at the moment, we're not just dealing with a whole new environment of trying to learn away from a classroom, but we're also, kids are getting bombarded with a bit of information about, why are we in isolation? And this is going to be something that they talk to their grandchildren about. I remember the time back when. I mean, this is a worldwide epic experience that, mentally a lot of the little ones can't always cope with, and the older ones are struggling with, what does this mean for me as well? So that whole idea of that connection in the morning, I think is a really great idea, and setting some goals. And then I guess hearing what you're saying there is a curriculum. You have to get it done by the end of the week, but you don't have to be, from 11 to 11:15 we are going to have recess, and 11:15 to 12 we're going to be doing math. So it's kind of like working with the child for them to know that has to be done, but do it within the time frame.